Welcome to Embracing Infinity, exploring the infinite oneness in the space of love and truth. Host Jennifer Rose is an international spiritual medium, healer, channeler, mentor, and transformational guide. Her focus is encouraging individuals to know themselves within the lens of their divine heart and highest potential, to evolve within the frequency of love and peaceful harmony. Now, here's your host, Jennifer Rose.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Embracing Infinity on the Sacred Spiral Network. So happy to be here with you all on this fine Friday. I hope you all are doing well. Hello, Miss Stacia. Nice to see you. As our friends are joining in, please also give a shout out to Miss Kelly and Todd Bates, Kelly Brickle and Todd Bates, for helping to make this show possible. This is Kelly's labor of love, and we love her. And so we're so happy that we're all able to be here in this beautiful divine spiritual community together. And hello, Miss Fran, and hello, Katie. So welcome as all of our beautiful friends are coming on together. I'm so excited that we're going to be having my beautiful angelic friend Shannon Ratay on. In just a few minutes, we'll be bringing her in, and I'm just really excited to have a wonderful conversation with her. She's got a special gift for all of us. She does the most beautiful angelic energetic transmission that is fabulous. I can't say enough about it because I've gotten to experience it before, and she's been so generous to agree to give that gift to all of us here today, and hopefully we'll get some angel messages in as well. So but with that, I'm going to just take a couple of minutes before we bring Shannon in, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about this year and how it's progressed so far. You know, as a collective, we've done really, really well at moving forward through, I want to say, a few pretty difficult years. And as we are moving into the elevation of our collective consciousness, so does this rapid growth process happen for many, many, many individuals who are on the path or maybe not on the path and they don't realize it, but that's okay because we're all going to the same destination as well. But what I wanted to do is read a little quote to you. Only in the eyes of love you can find infinity. And that's by Soren Saren. I hope I pronounced that right. But I pulled that out today, and it made me ponder a little bit. And it was actually pretty easy to kind of move into a space of what that brought forth for me, because I know we could hear that quote and we could get a lot of different viewpoints or perceptions on it. But in the end, we're all evolving into that place where we are viewing our perception, our reality, and each other through the lens of love. And the more we progress in our individual journey, we also help the collective to progress as well, to continue with that evolution kind of up the ladder in consciousness. And so, with that, the more we are willing to be brave and courageous and move through the obstacles that are presented to us by our higher self, our soul that wants so much to explore and experience and be part of the most amazing and miraculous journey that is what we call life, then we can continue moving in that direction to where our perceptions get much more expanded and we can look at our reality through this lens of unconditional, compassionate, deep, deep love. And it takes time and it takes progress, but it does start within as the journey of self. And that is the hero's journey that many people in the spiritual community are on, have been on. We're going through a transformation, and we have all of these, interplay of stories that are moving through us to help us get on that journey. And in that journey, we are the hero. So that means different roles will be played in the people that we interact with, you understand? But that helps us to move into more awareness. So through the experience, we gain more awareness. I get a lot of awareness just by channeling through spirit, but it's not enough according to spirit. I wish it was, but they give me experiences to actually feel and move into those awarenesses too. So even if I get it this way, they still present me with opportunities to get it in this life. And that builds a more holistic experience. That builds more empathy with humanity, with our one on one interactions with each other. And so I just wanted to put that out there. It's a good time to just kind of like take a pause because we're getting into about, a third of the year now. So, and we just had spring and we've just had this sort of rebirth phase this month. There was a lot of energy that people just moved through in these past couple of months. And even in these past couple of weeks, we had the eclipse and we had the, the Mercury retrograde and we had Chiron, pulling out all of that wounded stuff, those core wounds within us that everybody experiences. Those are collective experiences, of betrayal and rejection and abandonment. These are all core wounds that everybody will experience in some way at some time. And these energies have asked us to be brave and courageous to move through them, and beyond into a deeper lens of love. So I hope that this is helpful, and it just gives us a little chance to just kind of recap as a group where we are. And we're doing really, really well, because that's what Spirit's been telling me all morning. Like, you're all doing really, really well. I'm doing really well. We're doing really, really well together, and we make a difference. So when we're willing to be brave, feel our feelings, move through them, look at ourselves, see where we can keep growing, look at old patterns, and be willing to move through them, witness them, experience them, and see how we can grow and do better. And that is the unfoldment, that is the blossoming. So I am just encouraging you all to keep blossoming as we're all blossoming together in the beautiful garden of love. And infinity is a beautiful thing, and we're moving more into that, more and more and more and beyond. So I'm so excited again to have Shannon Ratay on. She's a beautiful friend of mine, and she is gifted in many, many ways. And let's bring her in, because I know everybody here is really excited to see Shannon.
Hello.
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 Hello, Shannon, my beautiful friend. So happy to have you with here today. Thank you for gifting us with your presence today. It's a true honor and gift, and I'm just so happy you're here. And I know all of our friends are happy you're here as well. Would you like to just say hi to everybody really quick?
I would. Well,
Yeah,
I'd love to start just by congratulating you.
thank
Congratulations
you.
on your new show, Embracing Infinity. It is such an honor to be here, and congratulations to Kelly. And so, yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to be one of your guests and to be here. And yeah, let's say hi to the crew. We've got so many
Yes. I
lovely,
know, look.
familiar faces.
I know. Miss Debbie Romero's in the house here. Hello, Miss Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. Welcome. And it's Stacia. Welcome, Stacia. It's
Hmm.
so good to see your name in the comments. Hi.
Miss Melinda is here too.
Of
Hello,
course.
Melinda.
Hi,
Melinda
Melinda. Thank
makes
you so
she
much for
makes me
being
laugh.
here.
She's like, "Hey, Rose." She goes, "Hey, Rose." Yeah. It's so
And our
funny.
very
Karen.
there's
There's
Karen.
our beautiful
Hi,
Karen.
my dear
Karen
friend
is
Karen.
a BFF of Shannon's and a beautiful animal communicator as well. And we're hoping to have her on Embracing Infinity soon too. So I'm plugging you now, Karen. We're getting you going. Colin Walker is here as well. He was on with us last week. We had a beautiful discussion. So thanks for joining us, Colin. So all of our friends are here. So beautiful. And so, Shannon, when we first met, we kind of met in more of a teaching mentorship capacity. And you were just looking for somebody to understand the way that you worked, because you had this very unique, and I'm going to say more advanced way of working compared to other people who, and this isn't better or worse, it's just the way that you worked. But because of this, certain skills that you already possessed, because you had already been doing a lot of your own spiritual work of self and your own work as a coach, I felt like you were a little bit misunderstood before. And so we just came together so that you could have an opportunity to just grow in your gifts that you had. you understand, so I had just been kind of pushed out of the box as well, not, as a medium and as a teacher to work. And then so I found that those who were looking to not be in the box found me, or I found you, or spirit found us.
You have been such a gift to those of us whose intuitive abilities might not fit a traditional mold, which I actually even find that amusing to even say, because right, like what is a traditional mold? But I'll back up for a moment and say that so many of the psychics, the mediums, the intuitives I come across will tell the story of always knowing that they were different, or always knowing that they had an ability or a connection. And I did not grow up that way. I did not know that I had any sort of abilities. I don't think I was until my 30s where I even knew what intuition was, where, like, oh, that feeling I get that I shouldn't do something, that's intuition. That's what it feels like. Like I didn't even know. And none of that came on until much later in life, in part through my coaching practice. I am a life coach, a career coach who focuses on job and career. And my specialty is working with creatives, and it came on bit by bit. And so what I mean by that is when I began coaching, I would start a coaching session. And prior to that coaching session, I take a moment and just think to myself, oh, what does this person that I'm going to be working with next? What do they need from me? What do they need to hear? And then I'd get an intuitive hit. And then all of a sudden, that's exactly what would be needed. There might be a left turn from what we had been discussing. And sure enough, that would end up being a part of our coaching session. For example, I was working very clearly on job and career, and I had one client, and I was hearing before, you need to ask him about his relationship. You need to ask him about relationship. And that was very off topic from what we had been discussing. And then he showed up, and I said to him, what's going on with your relationship? And he was quiet for a moment and then confessed, oh, you're right. I just broke up with my longtime girlfriend this past week. And so had these incremental pieces of evidence that something larger was going on. I would frequently ask questions to my client and then hear a response before they would answer. And their answer would be different than the response I was getting, but it was still the same. Like, it wasn't verbatim, but it was still on topic. It was still accurate. And over time began wondering, what is this voice that I'm hearing, right? Like, what am I hearing where I'm getting this information? And, one thing led to another, and I'm realizing that my clients' spirit guides are visiting me. My friends' spirit guides are visiting me when they are not getting through to their people, that departed loved ones are coming to me to pass along messages. And because this is all happening on my own through the process of trial and error, and me gaining my own evidence and my own evidence that I'm accurate, or where I'm accurate or where I'm not, and some of those different circumstances, I hadn't ever researched the traditional way that these abilities come online for different people. So I had the experience when I was finally ready to learn more, and shout out to Karen Perry. It was a nice little intervention from Karen Perry that it was time for me to officially start looking into my abilities and working with a mentor and learning more about what actually was possible. And the first round of people that I spoke to, they told me that what I was experiencing wasn't real and that I was doing it wrong. And I was a bit shocked because I didn't know there was a right way and a wrong way to be doing this. I'm very clairaudient. And so yeah, it was really a breath of fresh air to then come across Jennifer and have her say, come as you are, right? I find none of this that you're experiencing is wrong. None of this is, not is your imagination. And it was the basis of a great friendship, a great mentorship, a great working relationship. It's been absolutely wonderful ever since.
Oh, you said that so beautifully.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see, because it surprises me that you didn't know you were intuitive, because you are so intuitive. I mean, I did know I was intuitive when I was little, but I wasn't seeing spirits like a lot of other mediums do. They say, oh, I've been seeing spirits. That wasn't me, but I knew I was intuitive, but I'm surprised that you didn't. But boy, when it came time for that to manifest, to wake up within you, boy, did it. And when you're doing that kind of work as a coach or as a healer or as a doctor, that stuff starts to happen because spirit is working through you, right? At the same time. So you may not know it, but they're starting to work with you and you're getting developed. So even for instance, healers who maybe they're working in Reiki and they're doing all the symbols, and then all of a sudden they realize their hands are moving on their own. So they're starting to work in a more of a trance healing capacity with spirit. Those type of miracles happened. But yes, I remembered that. And your clairaudience is one of your special gifts. You have many, I know, but that's the one that was what I was going to say, given to you early. Not everybody has that one in the beginning. They may be more clairvoyant or more clairsentient, but that was yours. And I think that was one of the reasons why that was a bit misunderstood. Other people maybe didn't expect someone to have that already, but you did. And that was a beautiful thing to allow you to, and just watch it flourish. That's all it needed to do, was watch it flourish. But I've seen the kind of difference you make in people's lives, the kind of help that you're able to give people. And then in addition to that, we've discovered that not only are you a beautiful medium, but your connection with the angelic realm is absolutely exquisite too. And we've had so much fun exploring with that together. And as we've become friends, I see to your the beauty and the wisdom that you possess. And we just recently had a conversation that your job as a coach and coaching clients, and knowing that they're also needing these additional bits of help that may be out of the scope of what they're originally coming there for, that you've garnered this beautiful understanding, very comprehensive understanding of what it means to be human, and what everybody goes through too. And that's always been such a beautiful thing for me to see within you, even just in our own interpersonal conversations as well. So I'd love it if you could speak a little bit about that. And hello, Enlightened Souls Paranormal Team. Hello, Krish. Hello, Moira. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Ronnie. Catching up on our hellos. Hello, Courtney. There we go.
Yes, I think I saw our fairy queen Fran in there as well.
Yay.
Welcome, Fran. Yes. Well, it's interesting because for me, the work is very similar. I learned so early on that as a coach, that I have my clients, right? Like my clients are my clients. They're coming to me for a reason. On the surface, it might be that they're coming for job help, career help, looking for their dream job. That on the surface, but underneath it all, that connection between us has to do with their own intuitive abilities, that we can sense each other. Those of us that have these abilities or have access into them in a particular way, that we sense each other. And so even though on the surface it might seem like, oh, we're looking for jobs, what I'm really teaching them to do is how to hear their own intuition and to get better clarity into their own sense of yes or no, and how their own system works, whether that's clairaudience, whether that's clairsentience. And so in that same way, where it's a bit all the same thing, because I'm really interested in their goals, who they want to be in this world, what their intuition is, and how it helps them navigate to achieve their goals, it's very similar to this work as a medium, this work as an angel communicator. And in as much as I am teaching particular skills to my clients, I'm learning so much. It's not going to be a surprise to anyone that I am learning so much from them. I am learning things that desire for freedom is just a universal desire, right? That as humans, what we really want is that freedom to be ourselves, to be our full authentic selves, to create our own world. And I say control our destiny, but control might be an illusion, but yes, to control our destiny and live to our fullest potential. And so some of the other gifts that I've been able to gain from my clients is the benefit anger. A big one was a period of time in which a whole bunch of my clients, and namely my female clients, were showing up with this anger and this desire to repress their anger and trying to snuff down their anger. And in working with them, realizing that every single one of us, I like to call it our dragons. We have this dragon inside of us, and that anger is our friend. It points us in the direction of our passions, or the universal desire for love and to be loved. Just so many things that have these great unique flavors to them, because I see them from my clients, and of course it doesn't surprise anyone as I'm seeing them in my clients that I see it in myself as well. And I'll say to you, Jennifer, if there's any, I know we've talked so many different times and about different pieces of wisdom that I've gleaned from my clients or learned from my coaching practice. If there's any particular one where you're like, oh, actually, I'm thinking of that particular thing we've talked about, I'm happy to share as well. But,
okay. Oh, yeah. Well, I know God, there's so much to unpack there. I wish we had like 5 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh. I know, like you talked about the nervous system, and you talked about, the and the purpose driven, and the sense of self, and then the dragon. But like the dragon was a really fun one because, as women especially, we do learn to repress that from a very early age because we're very much expected to be nice. We're expected to be sweet. We're expected to be nice. Boys have a little bit more leeway with anger, just like girls have a little more leeway with tears and emotional expressions in that kind of sense. So we're allowed to cry more. They're allowed to be mad more too. And I remember we had this discussion and we talked about the dragon, and it's helped me realize if I'm having a moment where I'm feeling angry and I'm like, where is this coming from? And then I remember our discussion. Oh, wait a minute. That's the dragon. It's helping me to elevate myself into a more sense of power within myself. And so once I recognize it, I realize that's just a part of me that's helping me because I've been pushed a little too far from something in my external circumstances. And I'm like, I didn't know why I was angry. Oh, I've been pushed a little too far beyond my boundary, beyond my limit. And that's showing up for me to, find my balance basically, and figure out what I can do to keep that boundary where it needs to be. So that was very helpful. And I got her name too. So I was very lucky to get my dragon's name. And it's like, oh, hey girl.
Welcome to the party. Yeah. And I think what you're speaking to too is especially as spiritual people, right? So people who understand the value and importance of love, that we can think that, oh, anger isn't spiritual, right? Like as a spiritual person, I shouldn't be feeling that anger. But one of the first questions I ask my clients when they show up on the career side of things, when they say, oh, I don't know what I want to do, I don't know what I'm passionate about. Easiest way to passion, I'll ask them, well, what makes you angry? What makes you angry? And then as they start that list of what makes them angry and recognizing, oh gosh, these are a whole bunch of things that I'm especially passionate about. And then the extension of that is that absence of anger, that absence of fire is depression, right? Like that lack of energy. So being able to harness that anger, embrace it, and recognize, whenever anger comes online, it's most often an issue of respect or disrespect. And so recognizing a boundary has been crossed, and it is working on our behalf to help return us to what's true and most important to us. And to see the difference in my clients, especially the women that I work with, that when they've been able to embrace their anger as a tool and something that's helpful to them, and just the amount of happiness and joy and freedom that comes from being able to honor that anger. I always tell them it might not be the best idea to always speak from that anger, right? Like you might need that higher self to be able to come online and do the talking for that anger. Not always, but not always the most effective way to communicate your message, but absolutely you get to harness and utilize that anger.
Yeah, that's a journey as well of finding a little balance of how to express it in a way that can be received by the other person, and not as an attack too. And we may get judged for it as we're learning to express it, and so that's something to be mindful of. You might get judged for being angry or for expressing your anger because the people around you aren't used to it. and they don't expect that from you. And so they're thrown off of their comfort zone too. But that's all a learning lesson as we're going through our hero's journey. So we're learning about us and we're reflecting within each other as well. And but there is, that term sacred anger and sacred rage. It is a human experience. It's also a very spiritual one. And you are so right, because that fire, that anger, it's a step up from despair. Even Abraham Hicks used to talk about that. It's a step up from the bottom. You know what I mean? Where you're getting it up. But definitely, if we're able to, and this is where the nervous system comes into play, take care of our nervous system so that we're not in constant fight flight, so that we can stay calm, and then we can learn to express that in a helpful manner. So we're not going back and going, oh dear, that was not one of my finer moments.
Well,
let's try not to do that. And that's why
we call it the dragon, right? Because if that dragon gets pushed too far, it just wants to come in and burn it all down. And so trying to honor our inner dragons before they lay waste and just set fire to everything.
Very true. Well, that's the transformation comes with great destruction, doesn't it, too? So
sure does.
Just build the tower up bigger. I want to say to Nancy, she popped in here. Hello, Miss Nancy. I want to make sure I give her a shout out. One of our beautiful friends. It's come in here too. So great to see everybody. And I hope I haven't missed anybody. Mara's here too. Oh my gosh. Thank you all for being here today too. And then before, I know we need to get to the angels soon. I want to be mindful of the time, but I pulled out this quote too, and I'd love to see like where we could go with that too, because we're trying so hard to build upon who we are and become the best we can be. I like to say that blossoming, because I don't want to imply that where we were wasn't perfect, because it was in the moment, but we're becoming more of that. And if we're willing to have the courage. And so there's this quote by Bryant H. McGill, and he says, having a sense of purpose is having a sense of self. A course to plot is a destination to hope for. I thought that would go very well with the work that you do, and what you might want to expand on that.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely beautiful. So much of the work, what I've learned about through my coaching is the people who I've seen, my clients have pulled off the most crazy, amazing things, right? Like the lives that they've created, the synchronicities they've experienced, the magic that's been present in their life. And example upon example. Someday I think I may write a book of all the amazing lives that people have created. And what I realized is that what united all of these people was them giving themselves the permission to dream, right? That permission to dream. And we lose access to it for a variety of different reasons, from growing up, or, our belief system around what's possible and what's not. So these people who have the capacity to dream, and I like to say, if you aren't feeling the oomph to like go after your dreams, right? Like, you're not dreaming big enough. That symbol of dreaming big enough is that you can't help but want to start to go after it. So on the coaching side, recognizing that part of what I'm doing is connecting people up to their dreams. And then on the spiritual side, and my understanding and realization that I have the ability to sense angels and hear their messages, and that we actually have these helpers, that not only are we dreaming these big dreams, but then in the angelic realm, we have these teams of beings who want nothing more than to help our dreams come true, right? That we have our own personal set of helpers who are here to assist us in living those dreams, manifesting those dreams, understanding our own strengths, and being on the journey of bringing them into realization.
That's beautiful. I love it. And I've seen the expression dream extreme. I think that's one of my favorites too. I
haven't heard that one. That's a good one.
And that is you're right. It's all about that wanting to feel free, allowing the spirit to move through us, to feel our spirit, and to feel life working for us on our behalf. And I know it takes some inner work and some courage, and some perseverance to do it. But if we're willing to, I do feel the rewards are big, if we're willing
They
to do it.
Well, and you're exactly right. I think that's been one of my favorite things to witness, are not only the rewards big for us for us as individuals, but then the ripple effect that it has on the people around us, right? The way that we inspire others when we live our dreams, when we give ourselves permission to go after our dreams, to achieve our dreams, just how inspiring and joyful that is, not only for us, but for our friends, our family, our community, that ripple effect is pretty profound.
Yeah, it's very, very true. I've seen that. It's very true. It's just like we're all like growing together. We're all like growing and shining together. And there's, the universe consistently expands. So there's more and more room for all of us to keep shining and growing. And therefore we can all hold hands on this journey, together too. And what's so beautiful is that, the soul of us, the spirit of us wants us to have balance, wants us to see things from different sides and different angles. So, for me, I've done a lot of giving, a lot of helping, a lot of guiding. But then I've also been able to receive all of that back from the same people that I was giving help to. And what a beautiful gift that was for me, and how it made me more whole, so we're all in it together as a team.
Well, and what I love about that is that the word reciprocity is coming to mind, right? Like the gorgeousness of reciprocity. And as soon as I say that, I go right into that sense of flow, right? That giving and receiving, that flow, which goes right into your infinity symbol, right? Just yeah, you got it.
Yeah. It does. Hello, Gwendolyn. Nice to see you with us. I was just thinking of you. I must have had a psychic hit that you were on or coming on. That's so funny. All right. So speaking of angels, because I know you talked about this beautiful team that's here to help us. I would love it if you could talk a little bit about how you work with angels. And then I know we would be so honored to receive the gift of that beautiful transmission, that energy transmission from the angels. And I'll tell you, I've been doing this work for a while. I'm in the power of the spirit pretty much all the time. And when I feel this, what Shannon does, it's a special gift that she has. I can feel it in the most unique and special way. So, and I know that even if you're watching this later, it will still work for you because there's no time and space. So isn't that fun?
That is exactly right. Well, I will say, so part of my process has been, as I have been just discerning the different realms. It's generally when I'm going to bed. I'll be going to bed and I'll be in bed and I'll feel a presence in the room, and it's not uncommon for me to be like, hey, is somebody there? And I'll get a response and I'll say, well, I'm trying to sleep. Can it wait till the morning? And so one night it was an angel that showed up. And I had that moment of like, angel, why me? What's going on here? And what they explained to me is that just so many of us, that even though we are spiritual, that we have this connection to spirit, that we know just what all is possible within the realm of existence, that so many of us have lost our connection to the realm of angels, that we, for whatever reason, have relegated it to certain sects of Christianity, or that's owned by the church. And but that is in fact not true. They might have access to an aspect of it, but that they really are here for all of us, to assist us in achieving our dreams. And so what this transmission is that an opportunity for me to share with all of you how I experience the angels, how I experience their love, their support, their presence. To me, they feel kind of like champagne bubbles. Their realm feels very light and high and airy. And effervescent, as opposed to when guides come in, they feel more solid and grounded. And then somewhere in between there are our loved ones. So just letting you know a little bit about where I find them. I find them really high and really bright and really light. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite everyone to take a deep breath and, as much as you can, get grounded. And I'm going to walk you through it for a moment before it begins. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to create an energy ball. And I'm going to put into that energy ball energetic information around how I experience angels. And they are going to help. It's funny, I can feel all of your angels gathering up behind me. They're going to help infuse so that you too can have a deeper and different experience with your own angels. And so what I'm going to do with that energy ball is I'm going to invite you to put your hands up and reach out and allow the energy, the right amount of energy, the right information to come in through your hands. And we'll let that transmission go through. Then we'll take some time after to let it settle in your systems. And I'll talk to you a little bit as it's settling in your systems. So let me get it. I'm getting it going over here. And I'm feeling all of your angels gathering up in their presence to help infuse. And I'm feeling this, it's a big one, full of big old energy ball, full of light that's coming through right now. And I'm getting that it's ready. I'm going to move a little bit in my screen so you can see it. And so whenever you are ready, putting your hands up and allowing your system through your hands to simply receive the energy, to receive the transmission that your own angels are inviting you to experience. Maybe you're noticing some tingle in your hands. Maybe you're noticing some movement in the rest of your system. Maybe you're noticing a wave of emotion. There's a lot of heart and love and joy that's present. Maybe you're noticing a greater awareness of the space around you, the atmosphere that's immediately surrounding your system. Maybe you're noticing the love, the care, the warmth of your angels who adore you. And they're telling me just another moment as they're winding this transmission down, but it's still going. And I'm hearing the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transmission complete. Ooh. So now taking a deep breath. Your systems are busy. Noticing maybe what's different in your system. What's present right now. And as you're letting your body and your systems integrate and digest and feast upon that lovely transmission from your angels, taking a moment to think about what it is that you want for yourself. What are your dreams? What is one dream that you have? What is one thing that would bring you so much joy and delight to experience in this lifetime? As you contemplate your dreams, remembering that you are an aspect of spirit. You are an embodied form of pure love and light, So as you're thinking of that dream, knowing that as spirit, as an aspect of the divine, that if you have that dream, then the divine wants it for you. Whatever name you have, God, spirit, the divine, that dream is wanted for you. And as such, you have angel helpers that are here to work directly with you. So what are you noticing around you? They're asking me to tell you to like bring your attention to the back of your body. Bring to the back of your spine, the back of your body, and to see how you might be noticing their presence behind you right now. And I admit I'm feeling a lot of love and warmth that this is happening. What I'm being told is it's all of your birth angels that are showing up right now to give you that experience of their warmth and their presence and their adoration for you. And my experience has been that our birth angels, right? Our birth angels are with us before we take our first breath, right? From that moment that our spirit joins into our mother's stomachs, that our birth angels are with us and travel along with us for all of our existence, making sure that we don't exit this lifetime too soon. You might think of your own experiences of like, hey, how did I get out of that mess? Or, wow, I can't believe I just walked away from that experience completely unscathed. That's your birth angels. That's being like, yep, that's my work, keeping you safe, keeping you on track. And that in addition to your birth angels, and this is with the new information from me that I got from doing this work, that we each have project management angels as well. That's what I call them, that come in for different transitions, projects, things that we're up to in the world, that they swoop in as our own individual project managers to help us achieve our dreams and goals. And so, or go through a transition as well, maybe a particular project that you're working on, a particular moment in time that you are experiencing and need some extra help. And so what they've told me is that a great way to work with those project manager angels is to simply ask, right? Ask for the help that you need. That in the process of asking, that it actually helps align your system to being more receptive and more ready and able and willing to receive the help that they are here to provide. I like to joke, right? Like, oh, I only have one thing on my to-do list, right? Like, get my life together, right? Like, there's only one thing. I just have to get my life together. And so if for some reason that you are not feeling the support that you feel like you need, to start breaking that next item that you're asking for assistance on, to break it down into smaller pieces, right? Like, oh, exactly how might you need to get your life together? Oh, hey, I need a better night's sleep tonight would be that first step, right? A reminder to drink enough water might be that first step. So taking those big projects, those big tasks, those big transitions that we're working on and break them down into smaller and smaller pieces, and then ask for help on that individual thing. And whether it's an idea, whether it's a resource, whether it's an insight, or maybe it's just the answer to whatever it is you need, like the actual resource shows up, that's how your project management angels are here to work with us. Yeah, it's feeling like that digestion. Yeah, that digestion is starting to happen and things are starting to settle. That was so cool, Jennifer. Thank you
Yeah.
for allowing me
Thank
to
you,
do that.
Shannon. Yeah, I felt it. And it always feels a little different every time. So it's absolutely beautiful. But it is just a warm blanket of love, too. And want to say hi to Elliot and Gwendolyn. It is a beautiful day. I'm just happy you're here. And Raven from Lead with Energy and Zoe Dobby's here as well. So say hi to all of our friends who are here, too. And just absolutely beautiful. And I also want to add that there was a lot of angels in the house here, including you,
Mhm.
Shannon. And I call my girls here from my Sunday service, Melinda and Fran and Nancy and Debbie. They're my team angel, they're my cosmic angels, you know. And I know all of the beautiful friends here too. And so we have that opportunity to be angels or be like angels too through acts of love, right? Too. And but you most definitely, Shannon.
Thank you.
There's a reason why you know them. It's because you are one.
Well, I'll just say the first time I gave this transmission, I tried it out with one of my friends, right? Like one of my friends. And it was 2 days later that I got a text message from her. She's like, oh my gosh, Shannon, I just saw an angel for the first time. She was like, I was talking to someone and I saw this huge light come in behind him and I immediately knew. So yeah, to tell everyone, right, that I've had a lot of experience with people having new relationships with their angels after this transmission. So yeah, and I don't know if you can feel it, Jennifer, but I can.
Oh yeah, I feel it. I'm buzzing for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to stay as grounded because I'm super buzzy right now, but so beautiful. And I know as I went through my transformation too, it's like my connection, my wanting the connection with the angels was very prevalent when I was going through a lot of my transformation periods with spirit. And then I did find that one of my what I want to say is ever-present helpers turned out to be of that capacity. And then would always, refer to me as Angel too. So it wasn't calling me Jennifer in my mind, was calling me Angel. So I was like, oh, thank you. So that was a lot of fun. And I found that over time, there's a little bit of a stepping back because it's like sometimes giving you the help you need and then allowing you to kind of like, okay, fly little bird, do it on your own. You can, but we're here if you need us kind of thing, So remember that they're not gone if you don't feel them coming around as often because they're just allowing you to fly, to fly like the angel that you are too, and spread your own wings. And that's why we're doing this together. You're getting a chance to spread your wings here. When we do our Sunday services, everybody gets a chance because we all have wings of our own to fly too.
Well, I don't know if you experienced this, Jennifer, but I remember during the course of my own development, right? Like in the beginning, when I finally discovered what was going on and I had this team to support me, I was talking to them for everything, right? Like I'd pull up to the parking station and only have to run in for a quick errand, but you had to walk down the street to feed the parking station to come back. But I was going to be only gone for a second and having to say, all right, team, do I need to go down and put the money in the meter if I'm just running in, or, is it okay? And they'd be like, oh no, it's okay. Or, hey, do I go this way or this way to find a parking spot? Just talking to them for everything. And then that moment in time where, showing up at, it's the example because it would happen because of the place where I'd get my coffee, I'd pre-order it, pulling up to the parking station and being like, all right, team, do I need to put money in the meter this time? And them stopping and being like, I don't know, Shannon, you tell us, right? Like that moment of like, I don't know, you tell us, right? That opportunity to co-create and be intentional about what it is we're creating. And so I distinctly remember that moment in time when they did go silent and encourage me to be more intentional about what it is that I want to create in the world. And now it's a little bit more of that back and forth where, exactly, where we're working together. Where I'm like, all right, hey team, I could use a hand with this particular piece, but then also recognizing the importance of my own intention.
Yeah, exactly. It's that beautiful balance because I know they do love to be part of this journey with us when they're sort of like on the other side of the veil. They love it when we gift them with our trust and are asking for help so they can give us healing and they can help us work with us. But they also know we have the capacity because we're spirit too, to embody our dreams and put forth, what is needed and our own intuition with our own higher self too. So it's like such a lovely balance. It's really quite beautiful and magical. And that's what we're all doing is like, we're finding that balance so that we can keep blossoming and flying.
Absolutely. I was going to say that reminder that we really are of spirit, right? That we really are, like you were saying, we're all angels.
Indeed.
We all have that ability to create, right? Like, even if it's in that moment, we're like, tell me what's going to happen. And they're like, oh, you tell me what's going to happen. How's this going to work out for you?
So when we start saying indeed, that's usually the divine coming through us. So if you ever see us kind of like chatting and we start saying indeed, that's when we know the divine is around agreeing with what we're saying. So you'll see that show up in our posts and our comments sometimes because it's like we're all connected with that too. So it's very beautiful. So like big G is in the house, as we would like to say, right, Melinda? We call the divine Big G. That's too. It's our fun little thing too. But let's see how much time we have. Just a few more minutes. So I'd love it if maybe you could give one or two angel messages. But really quick before we do that, I just want to make a quick announcement for next week's show. We've got Judith Miller coming on, and she is a physical medium as well as a spiritual medium connecting with our loved ones, but she also has the gift of physical mediumship too. So we'll be talking about that too. She's got a beautiful list of accomplishments as well. She's also going to be on my Sunday service this coming Sunday. And I am honored to participate in her charity fundraiser tomorrow, Saturday, which is 11 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. UK, and it's for childhood cancer. And it's going to be Judith Miller has created this event, and Alice Trevorrow and Debbie Charlton, who is a trance medium, and myself will be giving messages and working to help raise funds for childhood cancer. So we've got a lot of Judith coming in the house too, coming up too. So hopefully you can join us for all of that too. So I want to make sure I get that on too. For next week's show, it'll be the same time on Embracing Infinity, and we'll be talking about physical mediumship. It's very fascinating. Physical phenomenon is magical. So it's super, super fascinating. So, and then I'm just going to switch gears and say, Shannon, can we give a message or two from a couple of angels? We've got about 10 more minutes to go. So let's see what we can do.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's I'm feeling them all gathering, and I am just going to go ahead and jump on in. I admit Melinda, I'm going to jump right in with you, Melinda. Yes, there you go. Because your angel is showing up big time right now. I'm seeing this big, huge set of wings that's coming in and surrounding you with love and light. And it's your birth angel. She is acknowledging that she's been with you from the beginning. And I'm going to close my eyes for a second. So instead of seeing the scrolling, which is not normally what I do, but because I'm seeing this beautiful, warmth, loving light, and she's inviting you to lean back in your chair and to feel her there. She's actually showing me with her hand on your back, and with her hand on your back, reminding you that you don't have to do it alone, that you are a force of nature, that you are so competent, you are so smart, and you are so resourceful, but that you do not have to do it alone, that she is there to support you and to be that support for you to lean into. And let's give it a moment, because I know that she's giving you this message for a reason. So I want to see if I know. I'm feeling a little bit of a wave of sadness come up in conjunction with this message, feeling like there has been some sadness around a particular relationship that's giving you some distress. And I'm feeling this as a friendship relationship, that there's some of this sadness around. And she's saying that you take such a degree of high personal responsibility to know that you are not alone responsible for fixing this relationship, for fixing this situation, that this is actually an invitation to lean into her, to rest, and to give this other person some space. Because what she's saying is that this will not be forever, that this person's growth and development is happening. It's just happening at a different pace, and that you just leaning back into your angel and trusting. She's giving me the symbol of the boomerang, right? Like, this relationship will be repaired. This person will come back. And they're going to come back, and not only be able to come back and acknowledge, right? Like, they're going to be able to acknowledge, just, I don't want to say rift, but just they're going to be able to acknowledge that mismatch in their own understanding of that, of the situation. And it's going to be really great learning for you that it's not always up to you, that you don't have to fix the situation, that the situation can be fixed on its own, that person's growth and development, that, a different kind of being able to rely and enjoy trust the divine and other people's growth and development to be able to meet you where you deserve to be met, that you deserve, this is not about compromising your standards. You deserve to be met where you are, but this person will be back and understand all of this. Yep, I'm sort of getting the victory symbol from the angel. Like, yep, that's good. So yeah, I hope this lands. I hope you can take that. All right.
Very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Thank you. Got time for another
Melinda
one?
too. Yeah, you do. And I just want to say for Melinda, I know that Melinda's very close to friends and family who we're coming up on some anniversaries. So we're going to give some love to Melinda too. I know her mama is in the house too. And this weekend marks an anniversary of passing. I hope it's okay, Melinda. But I can feel her love for you here too. So I just wanted to add that we're sending some love to Melinda and all her beautiful team up in spirit too. So knowing that they're embracing her too as well. So thank you, Melinda.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see how else we're drawn to.
Yeah, I am the next person I am drawn to is Courtney Lopez. Courtney, I hope it's okay that you're open to receiving a message from your angel. The first thing I am seeing is the color red, lots of the color red, and I'm just honing in for a moment. And this is a project manager angel that's coming through. So an angel that is present and with you for a period of time during a project, during a transition, during a particular thing that you are working on right now. And what I'm being told is that this particular thing, the issue that's being worked on, has to do with job and work and career. This project management angel is coming through. She's coming through as female, and she's coming through as spicy, right? Like we've been talking about dragon and fire. Like she's spicy. Like I'm loving seeing your hearts because I'm getting the image of those, the cinnamon red hot hearts that she's full of love, but it is spicy, fiery love. And she is acknowledging your spicy, fiery nature, right? Like she's using the word zesty. I'm getting all these great words, zesty, when it comes to you. And she is saying, she's telling me something about progress and promotion and sort of being elevated to the next level. So there's something about progress and promotion and being elevated to the next level. And what she's telling me is that this is an opportunity, whatever this transition is with coming to do with career and work and job, that this is the time to abandon some of those old traditional messages about being good, being nice, being, I'm going to put air quotes, like professional, and what it means to be in this particular, the type of role that you have to play in order to be successful. And she's telling me that that gets to be abandoned, that instead that there's an opportunity here to be more fiery, to be more spicy, to step into your power, in a bit more of an unbound way, right? Abandoning some of the messages that we might have grown up with around who we have to be in order to be successful. And as she's saying that now, she's giving me images of like the tiger, right? Like, don't be afraid to unleash that tiger and that spicy, powerful side of yourself. And she's acknowledging the freedom and joy that the sense of freedom that this is going to bring in addition. So, oh gosh, I have this spicy, fiery angel. She's a lot of fun. And I think that's it for now. She's like, yep, that's good.
Oh, beautiful, Shannon. And that's, that just kind of wrapped it all up in a little bow. And hello, Mike Egan. Thanks for joining us. Really good to see you. Wrapped it up in little blows because we first in the beginning kind of talked about freedom and bringing in that passion. So we love spicy angels.
Exactly. Zesty, spicy, red hot angels. Yeah.
She must have a little Aries in her or something, I
think so.
Oh my
absolutely.
Gosh. Oh, too funny. Too funny. That's so beautiful. I would love to have you back, Shannon, and we'll get together again so we can, have more angelic communications, because I just feel like this is just the beginning for us, even though we've known each other for years now. But I would love if you could just give us a little final message about from you, from your angels, from the both of you together, just about love and infinity.
Absolutely. Ugh, all of the angels, I'm seeing them here all flapping their wings. They are reminding us all about creativity and creation, that we are expressions of creation. That if you think about it, we started off as two little cells meeting up, and that from those two little cells meeting up, look at us now, look at what we've become. So that at its essence, spirit is creation and it is creativity. And as we are going out to create our dreams, to manifest our dreams, to allow our dreams, that potential is limitless. That potential stretches from here to infinity and back, because all creation goes back to pure love.
Yes, it does. And so it's beautifully said. Thank you, my darling. I so appreciate you. Keep remembering to let love guide you. Let it be your compass. Let it lead you where you need to go. It is you. So there we are. And it always wins, right, Miss Debbie? Love always wins in the end. So not to worry about that. I want to thank everybody for joining us here today. All of our beautiful friends, our cosmic angels here on board with us. Shannon, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for gifting us with your time, your energy, your love, your wisdom, your gifts, your transmission from the angels in your readings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big thank you to Kelly, to Todd, WLTKDB Talk Radio, Sacred Spiral Network. If you could please like, follow, subscribe, heart. We so appreciate it. So this beautiful community can keep flourishing and keep blossoming. I'm so grateful to all of you. Please have a beautiful weekend. Hope to see you soon. And we're sending our love. We're sending our hearts. And big hugs, big kisses to everybody. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you on Embracing Infinity next Friday. Have a great one. Bye, everyone.